You sit down to work intending to be productive, yet within minutes you are caught in a cycle of scrolling. Your focus feels fragmented. The standard explanation is a personal one. You assume your attention span has simply withered, or that you lack the character required to stay on task. If it isn't a personal flaw, we point toward the engineering. We blame the multi-billion-dollar algorithms designed specifically to hijack our dopamine receptors, making resistance feel biologically impossible. However, even the most persuasive technology struggles to distract someone whose target is sufficiently powerful. When a goal lacks the weight to command your attention, your phone simply fills the vacuum. We tell ourselves that we'll grind tomorrow, yet we find ourselves paralyzed when the time comes. This suggests that the guilt you feel over a lack of focus is actually a misdiagnosis. You are likely trying to defend an ambition that is, at its core, powerless. We rarely question where our primary ambitions actually originate. We treat our career paths and life milestones as personal choices, but their roots often lie elsewhere. Consider the exam you're prepping for, or the business you're trying to scale. It is worth asking if you truly desire that specific reality, or if you are merely executing a script written by societal expectations and outside pressure. Chasing a goal you don't genuinely care about is like being dragged through a marathon against your will. Eventually, you will collapse. No amount of discipline can overcome a total lack of internal alignment. When the body and mind have no stake in the outcome, they eventually refuse to move, regardless of how much pressure is applied. This state of exhaustion explains the magnetic pull of your phone. When the work feels like a forced march, the screen offers a necessary escape. The distraction is a symptom of a mind that is simply finished with a task it never chose. We call this demotivation, but that implies a lack of energy. In reality, the energy exists. It is just being directed toward a motive that doesn't earn its keep. When you force yourself toward a target that holds no personal meaning, burnout becomes a mathematical certainty. Society calls this a distraction problem, but it is actually a problem of authenticity. To find a target capable of commanding your focus, you have to look for two specific psychological markers. First, consider the presence of unconditional joy. This is the indicator of a goal you would pursue even if there was no external reward waiting at the end. If your only drive is the paycheck, the title, or the prestige, your motivation will remain fragile. Neurologically, humans struggle to maintain high-level effort when the reward is a distant, abstract concept. True focus relies on the process itself being the prize. When the act of doing the work provides its own satisfaction, the distractions in your environment lose their power to pull you away. The second requirement for a powerful goal is liberation. The path you choose must be one that actively breaks you out of your current limitations. This could mean solving a financial constraint, escaping societal pressures, or overcoming your own mental conditioning. When the ultimate purpose of your work is your own personal freedom, your commitment becomes fierce. You aren't just working, you are fighting for your own agency. Deep focus arises naturally when your daily actions provide immediate joy and serve the long-term goal of your own liberation. In this state, willpower becomes secondary to genuine interest. You can apply this as a diagnostic tool for your current life path. Measure your daily obligations against the standard of joy and the goal of liberation. If your current trajectory offers neither, it is a clear sign that you are aiming at the wrong target. Chasing an inauthentic goal requires a constant, exhausting input of effort just to maintain momentum. But an authentic target creates its own gravity, pulling you forward with minimal friction. On this path, the need for constant self-motivation and rigid discipline begins to fade. You no longer have to force yourself to focus because the work itself has become the most interesting thing in the room. Stop participating in a marathon you never signed up for. Interrogate your conditioning and identify where your true interests lie. You have to find the target that actually belongs to you. When you align your daily work with a goal that genuinely matters, your focus returns on its own. The distractions don't just get easier to ignore, they simply vanish.